It's Bridget the Museum Stitcher, and I'm bringing you a Flosstube extra tonight. I wanted to film a kit parade ever since I filmed my whip parade, and I figured, why not now? Well, I've still got the zest for new Flosstube energy. So let's get into it. I don't have any other info for you guys except maybe an exciting announcement about a new stitch along that will be coming with one of these kits later in the video. No life update or anything like that because it's not a normal Flosstube. It's just a Flosstube extra. So let's get into the kits, shall we? So I have a big pile of them here. I think there's about 14 or 15. But I'm like so excited to start all of these, and I just don't have the time because I already have like 14 whips. So my cats are in the room with me today, so you might hear meowing. They might make an appearance. I don't know. So this bag is Teresa Kogut fabric, and that might give you a little hint about what project this is. But this is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. I want to stitch the big sampler that's in this pattern. I'll insert a picture of what that looks like here so that I don't waste time flipping into all of the different fabric choices. So here are all of the flosses for that one. I have all of the called for DMC, and there's a couple weeks dye works in here as well. All kitted up on my Adam Hart floss drops. And for fabric on this one, I had a really hard time picking what I wanted, especially considering the sampler is huge. It's like 294 by 390. I mean, it's massive. So I was having a hard time finding a fabric that was big enough. I really liked Fiber on a Whim's Cream and Sugar, but I couldn't find that in a fat half. So anyway, I'm going to be stitching it on this, which is a 40 count porcelain linen by Leo and Roxy Floss Co. I got a cut of this in a Leo and Roxy kit that you'll see later, and I really loved it for this Teresa Kogut pattern because it's just like, it's a perfect neutral, and the Leo and Roxy linen is super buttery soft. So I am very excited about this kit, and I can't wait to actually get that stitched up. I'm thinking of maybe like an autumn start. The colors are very muted and samplery, but I also have some planned changes for that pattern that I've already charted out, so stick around to see those. It's just stitching people isn't necessarily my jam unless it's like a mirabilia. My next project is in this Leo and Roxy bag, or Evertotes bag, sorry. Evertotes is the Canadian shop that sells Leo and Roxy. So this bag is super cute and very well made, and this is Rejoice Evermore by Brenda Gervais of With Thy Needle and Thread. And I love this sampler. I saw it in Brenda and the Serial Starters, one of their videos, where they were going through like kitted up projects, or maybe they were going through what they were going to do for Mania. But I saw it and I loved it. And then like 2 weeks later, Caroline at Off the Grid Needle Arts announced that Leo and Roxy was going to be doing a conversion. So it has that same porcelain linen, but in a 46 count, because I did the math and I figured out if it's a 46 count, it's going to come out to be about 11 inches square, I think, which means it'll fit in a 12 by 12 standard frame really nicely when it's all done. So that was my motivation there. And here are the flosses. And what I love is they send them on a ring if you buy like a pre-done kit, and then here are all of the conversion notes for what floss subs in for which floss. But I love Leo and Roxy because it's pre-cut floss, and I don't have to sit there and wind it and cut it, which is a very therapeutic process, but it's not something I want to do every time I'm kitting up something. So these are super, super pretty, and I'm very excited to start stitching with them. I'm probably going to start the sampler pretty soon because it is very springy, summery, but I was just like so pumped that Leo and Roxy came out with a conversion right after I saw the chart for the first time. I figured it was kismet and I had to buy it, so I did. Save that one for a little bit. Love this bag, it's so pretty. You know what goes in here, probably, maybe. I think I showed this on my last video. This is Plum Street Samplers, Miss Bingley's Library. If you watched my last video, you saw that I have been having a booger of a time picking out fabric for this because everything looks good and I can't decide. I think I finally narrowed it down, and here are the called for flosses. Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. I need to sit down and pre-cut all of these. But I think I finally decided I'm going to be stitching mine on this, which is a limited edition 36 count coloring cotton. It's pulling a little brown on camera. It's a little bit more gray and a little darker, but I think the white of the house is gonna pop and it's still gonna look prim, which I want it to, but also the skin tone is gonna pop. I think it's gonna work. So sorry to psych you out and ask for your opinions on what fabric and then completely abandon both of the fabric choices I showed in my video, but super excited to start this. I'm gonna be starting it very soon because Megan, the Seattle stitcher, is stitching it and it's beautiful, and every time she shows it, I want it more. So there's that. My next kitted project is a Hello from Liz Matthews piece, which should be a shock to absolutely no one. I am a huge Hello from Liz Matthews fan. This is Token of Fall. This was one of her more recent releases. I just love it. I think it's so cute, and it's like a pretty decent size. So sometimes when I kit things up, I go ahead and put in my first stitch so I don't have to do the measuring. I can just like pull it out and start it. So I did put in technically a stitch on this, but I'm not counting it as a start. It's just like the measliest little start. This is a 36 count silver moon linen, but I don't know who. I got this at my local L&S. This is actually the remnant piece from my butterfly cloche from Hello from Liz Matthews. So it's just whatever I had left over after I started that. And I'm doing it with all the called for DMC floss with 2 Glorianas. So the other floss option besides DMC for this pattern is Gloriana Silks, but that's a little out of my price range for this pattern. So I decided just to get this lovely dark blue because, I mean, that bird in the center of the pattern is pretty big and it's kind of the star. So I figured splurging on the Gloriana just for that one part of the piece would be kind of nice. So there's that piece, which is, you know, it's a good reminder. You don't have to do all silks or all fancy floss. You can pick and choose what you want to do, right? I mean, cross stitch, you can do whatever you want. Everyone stitch what you want, how you want, when you want it. That's my philosophy. All right, I've got another Leo and Roxy. I don't actually have the pattern in the bag for this one, or maybe I do. Ha, I do. Look at me planning ahead. This is Winter Quakers by Rosewood Manor. I've already started spring, but again, I am doing a Leo and Roxy. This is the Evertotes bag I got to go with it. Leo and Roxy Flossco version, which is this gorgeous blank slate linen in a 28 count. It's a little darker in person than it's picking up, but it's so pretty. I love the Leo and Roxy version more than the original Valdani version for this piece. It's a little darker. Oh my gosh. That burgundy tone, I just want to stitch everything in that burgundy. And that lavender is so pretty. I love these flosses. I think they are so gorgeous, and I'm so excited to see them all stitched up in this pattern with this linen. Caroline at Off the Grid Needle Arts shows the model in one of her recent videos, and it's stunning. And I cannot wait to do this version of that piece. Most of you may know I'm really wanting to stitch the entire series, and I'm slowly working my way up to that. Just, you know, starting one every season, and then I'll work on them until they're done, and I'm very excited. So yeah, this next piece is my big chatelaine. So I have a mini mandala from Chatelaine in my whip pile right now, and I'm waiting till I finish that to start my big one. But I did get a big one kitted up from European Cross Stitch. Here's what it's gonna look like. It is the Medieval Town mandala. And I don't have fabric for this one yet, but I'm thinking a 32 count platinum Lugana. I want an even weave. Here are all the called for flosses. There's NPI, Karen Water Lilies, Gloriana, Petite Treasure Braid. I think there might be a couple DMCs as well. Thread Gatherer. Anyway, there's a shit ton of stuff in this piece. There's also a bunch of beads. So I am very excited to get this started. I have this in a Mad for Plaid project bag from the Fat Quarter Shop. And I am planning on sewing a project keeper from Tiger Lily Designs with both sides as bobbinated versions to go in this bag to keep track, because the floss away bags aren't going to be like an actual stitching with it system for me. I don't think I'm going to like that. Everybody has their preferred method of stitching, and I'm a floss drops kind of a gal, and the floss bobbins from Adam Hart Cross Stitch have the little slot for all your odds and ends, and they still fit in the project keeper from Tiger Lily. So I think that's my plan for that, but I mean, we're a while off from starting. All right, are you ready for my mini kit parade of Forbidden Fiber Co. I have so many Forbidden Fiber kits, it's not even funny. So here they are. This first one is in a project bag I made myself out of some boots fabric, and it's all quilted and super fun. It fits an 8x8 Q-snap. And I have my Yellowstone kit. I'm a big Yellowstone fan. The museum I work at has a special relationship with the show, and I had to buy it the minute that Leanne and the Forbidden Fiber team announced that they were doing a Yellowstone box. So here's the pattern. It's called Sharks and Minnows. And the quote says, "There's sharks and minnows in this world. If you don't know which you are, you ain't a shark." It's a great quote from a great character. The original quote does have some profanity, and I may or may not have gone through and recharted this little one to include the profanity. So I will stitch that when I actually get to this pattern. I am saving this. I'm going to stitch all of the outlines of all of this fill-in and then save it for when the next season of Yellowstone comes out, so I can just stitch while I'm watching TV, but I don't have to look at a pattern. I don't have to count anything. So you'll probably see this come out as we get closer to that November air date. But here are the lovely flosses. Oh, they're so pretty. And I did take the called for linen out of this kit. When you order a Forbidden Fiber Co. like pre-ordered kit, you generally choose your linen up front before you see what the pattern looks like. And for a pattern with all of the fill-in that this one has, I really want to do it on an Aida. I think it's just going to be a lot easier. There's not going to be a lot of the linen showing, but I had pre-ordered a 36 count because I typically like stitching with a 36 or a 40 now. And that's just not what I want to do for this specific pattern. So I am working on picking out a different fabric, and I just put that fat 1/8 of 36 count. I think Palomino is the colorway. I just put that in my stash. Here's the needle minder it came with. Don't make me send Rip. Love it. Love Rip. He's my favorite. My parents named their cat after Rip from Yellowstone. So I'm super excited to stitch that one. This one I'm going to go through really fast. I went through this one more in depth in my last video, but this is the Summer in Sunnydale box. I got the project bag after the fact, and I kitted up all of the rest of the patterns. So this is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer themed kit, and they actually made 4 patterns for this box. Here is the not the linen, it's actually a 25 count Lugana. The colorway is called Chosen. And I'm going to be stitching mine 1/1 on the 25 count, but here's the series of patterns. There's Mind, which is Giles, Spirit, which is Willow, Heart, which is Xander, and then this is the spoiler. This pattern will be exclusive to the box for a while before it launches. This is Hand, which is Buffy, and it's in pinks and purples. So that's super fun. This is the biggest floss ring I might ever own in my life, but here are all of the flosses for all 4 patterns. Oh my gosh, it's tangled. Okay, here we go. All of the flosses for all 4 patterns. I mean, this might be the entire Forbidden Fiber Co. I'm just kidding. It's a lot of floss though. So I have that all ready to go. My major dilemma with this pattern right now is whether or not I'm going to stitch them individually and finish them as like little tiny pillows, or if I'm going to stitch them in like a 2x2 grid or in one long line of 4 and like finish it as one piece. So I'm still working out whether or not I'm going to do that, but I've got some time before I'm going to start that. Another Forbidden Fiber Co. This was their Bookish box. Bookish, I think is the name of what it was. It was their book themed box, came out in March, which is my birthday month, and I'm a big reader, so it felt a little kismet for me. But this is the project bag. The book is always better, which is so true. Although I am a big movie fan as well. Sorry, my cat is just eyeballing me from over there. This is the pattern. All these books, and it says, yes, I really do need all these books. And I love the pattern. It came with an 18 count Ada in the colorway Parchment, which is just pretty neutral. And here are the flosses and the needle minder. Which, like, oh my gosh, look at the variegation on this purple. It's stunning. And here's the needle minder. It's a little hedgehog that's reading books. It's really cute. And the pattern's actually really tiny. It's 92 by 71. So, I mean, on 18 count, it comes out to 5 by 4. So it'll be a perfect little pillow when I actually get around to stitching it. I'll probably end up taking it to work and make it like a lunchtime work project. But it's super cute. I have yet to start it. Story of my life. All right, let's do the other two, Forbidden Fiber, and then we will move on from Forbidden Fiber. This is a Lady Whistledown project bag. This is where I'm keeping both of the Bridgerton themed patterns. I have their first kit, which was Incomparable, and their second, which is Viscount. Incomparable you can buy now. And I'm gonna open this bag in a while. Okay, here's what Viscount looks like. This is pattern on season 2. I don't love this one. I'm thinking I'm probably just going to stitch the bee and the quote and then finish it as like a really, really tiny pillow. But I got the 16 count with that, and that is the colorway Parliament, which is this gorgeous mottled pink. And I also have the 32 count version that I got with the first kit, which is not in my bag. Anyway, I'll put a picture of what Incomparable looks like here. And here, I don't have these on a ring, are all of the flosses. They are so pretty. I really need to stitch this one because I have a lot of stitching to do with this series of patterns, but I don't have any plans to start those in the immediate future. Big Bridgerton fan, love this project bag. I mean, that's all sparkle. It's so pretty. And one more. This is my last Forbidden Fiber Co. kit, I believe. Don't hold me to that. And they're coming out with an Elvis one on Friday. I'm so excited. My mom is a huge Elvis fan, so it's gonna make a great gift for her. This is my favorite project bag I think they have ever done. It is Outlander themed, and it is the lyrics to the Skyboat song with this gorgeous little dragonfly zipper charm. It's so pretty. I am absolutely obsessed with it. And the pattern is great too. This is Blood and Bone, which is a thistle with the words, "Ye are blood of my blood and bone of my bone," which is part of Jamie and Claire's wedding vows in Outlander. And it's so cute. It came with some 14 count. You didn't get to pick your fabric on this one, which I'm a little sad about because I would have much preferred a 16 or an 18. I don't really stitch on 14 count anymore. But it's the colorway Tumbleweed, and it's very pretty. I'm probably gonna find another fabric to stitch this on and then put this in my stash. But here are all of the flosses. They're super fun. Fergus, here, you wanna come say hi? Oh, here's Fergus. Say hello. Yeah, he's not. He just wants to be in all of my stuff. So yeah, that's my Outlander pattern. I'm going to start this very soon. I'm super pumped about it. Fergus does have one eye, so don't be concerned. I'm used to it by now, but he's not. Yeah, love this project bag. Forbidden Fiber Co. always kills it. Right, Bess? He is named after Outlander, so he's a big fan of this pattern as well. Okay, we're getting toward the end. Okay. This is, I don't have the physical pattern, I have the PDF of this one. So here's what it looks like. This is In Spring by Bendy Stitchy Designs. This was part of the Fangirl Fibers Spring Equinox box. And the needle minder, I love Fangirl Fibers needle minders. It is Persephone. So pretty. And I have the kitted flosses, which are Fangirl Fibers silks. I went ahead and pre-cut all of mine. These are so soft. They're kind of meant to be used like the Valdani silks are, where it's just like one ply. You don't have to separate the strand if you're stitching on a 28 count. I mean, these are just so pretty. And they're literally the softest flosses I've ever touched, including NPI. So I'm very happy with these. And the fabric is a 28 count even weave in the shade Underworld, which is so pretty. So I need to start working on this because spring has come and almost gone since I bought this box. But there's so many things to stitch. I have this in a project bag from the Fat Quarter Shop. Fergus, get out of my way, buddy. Okay. I know everyone like uses the Amazon project bags, but when I'm kitting stuff up, my favorite bags actually are the Thrive Cosmetics bags. I use Thrive Cosmetics like makeup wise, but they send a free bag with every single purchase. And I didn't ever use them before, but they are perfect for kitting up projects, especially projects where I only have the PDF of the pattern, because it doesn't have to fit a piece of paper, but it also fits the half sheets really well. So I love kitting up projects in these bags and then transferring them into my like real project bags once I clear out other projects that I'm working on. So I don't have the paper pattern of this one either. This is Isabella's Heart by Modern Folk Embroidery. I think it's so pretty. And I bought the kit from Evertotes. So it has the linen, which I chose a 40 count in blank slate, and all of the called for Leo and Roxy co-flosses. Hello, Fergus. So yeah, that one's all ready to go. I'm probably going to save this for a winter/Valentine's time period. But these bags work really great if you ever order from Thrive Cosmetics. Their mascara is the best. Not to go off on a makeup tangent in a cross-stitch video, but yeah. Another Thrive Cosmetics bag. This is Coffee Sampler from Owlforest Embroidery. I first saw this on Mary Ashcraft's channel, and I bought it when I bought my Bayun cat. It's super pretty, but I don't know if I'm ever going to stitch it. I think I might just like pick one of the squares and just stitch a part of it and call it done. But I did get the kitted Owl Forest flosses, which are absolutely lovely, even if I don't end up stitching this whole sampler. I will definitely find a use for those flosses. So I have that one kitted up, but I'm still thinking on it. All right, I just have two more. Or three more actually, because I have that special SAL announcement at the very end. Oh, this is a fun one. This is Hands-On Designs collaboration with Priscilla Blaine. This is Harvest Chockful. It's part of a series, but this is the one that has all those gorgeous sunflowers. And I bought this when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with a leftover chunk of 14 count Black Ada that I had from another Stitching with the Housewives pattern. So I have the fabric and the pattern for this one, but I figured I would just kit it up out of my stash because it's just, you know, a brown, a gold, a blue, and a white. Pretty much it. And a green, I think. So I'm going to go through my stash and pick out colors to use on this. And I will stitch that when I'm in a Black Ada kind of a mood. All right. Second to last one. This one is so pretty. I love this pattern. And this is Little House Needleworks Giving Thanks. It says, I'm thankful for my daily bread and also for my cross stitch thread. I was watching through Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World's like old videos, and there was one, I think it might have been one of her whip parades or one of like her sampler somethings, I don't know. It was a while ago that I bought this. But this piece was sitting behind her head and I was staring at it the whole video, and I, was thinking about it 2 days later, so I added it to my 1, 2, 3 cart and I bought it. So I have all of the called for classic colorworks for this pattern. And I figured I have some kind of a fabric in my stash that would work for this. I just haven't sat down and figured it out. This will probably be like a closer to Thanksgiving start. I mean, it's so cute. It's got that little floral basket and the quote. I just love it. And Little House Needleworks is slowly, I'm slowly getting more and more of their patterns. I think they're really pretty. So I have one more kit. And this is in a project bag that I made myself. Oh, that's the back. Here's the front. Out of some Lori Holt fabric. I think it turned out really cute. It's absolutely massive. It fits in 11 by 11 Q-snap super well. The only thing is I accidentally sewed on my top zipper piece upside down. So the zipper opens opposite of the way I prefer my zippers to open. But look at that inside fabric. Isn't it so fun? I also have a matching grime guard that's this fabric, but it's not in the bag right now because my Q-snap is somewhere else. This is a new stitch along announcement. Megan Babauta, the Seattle Stitcher, and I have teamed up. It is both of our very first stitch along to ever host. But we both had this in our kit piles, and she posted her kit parade not too long ago, so go check that out if you haven't yet. But we are both doing Summer Quakers by Rosewood Manor. This week is the official start of summer. I think the summer equinox is tomorrow night. Today is Monday, the 20th when I'm filming this. We are starting our stitch along on Saturday, June 25th. And if you would like to join us, please post your progress using the hashtag SummerQuakersSal. We would love to have you. Existing whips are welcome, as well as new starts. We are so happy to be enabling you to buy this pattern if you don't have it already. But like I said, it's my intention to stitch the entire series, and with summer coming up, it was kind of perfect. Megan, I believe, is stitching hers on the called for linen, which is 28 count truffle by Picture This Plus. But I am doing something a little different. I actually picked up truffle and then I had an idea. And I am doing mine on a 28 count coastal linen by Picture This Plus. It's showing a little bit more subdued on camera. It's a bright ass turquoise. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. It's like neon. Oh, that's more true to color, I guess. Is bright, but it looks like the pool or the beach. I mean, it screams summer, and I think it's gonna look really, really good with this. Here are all of the call for flosses. I actually filmed a little time lapse of myself pre-cutting all of my Valdani silks with my floss winder from Stacy Stitch's Creative Studio. And here's what they look like, all pre-cut and ready to go. I have put them on these really cute pink Stardust floss bobbins from Adam Hart Cross Stitch. These are still available in her shop, and they are super cute. And for me, this is just my preferred method. And when I hold them up against the linen, they all pop pretty well, and I think it's gonna look really, really good. So that is my fabric choice and my floss choice. Please, please join us for the stitch along. We would love to have you. If this is successful, maybe we'll do another one down the road. Like Megan said in her video, everything she likes, I like, and everything I like, she likes. So this was one of our things that we were talking about starting, and we decided to just do it together, and we hope that you will join us. This series is pretty popular, and I just can't wait to have them all finished and hung up together, or at least framed together. So again, that is this Saturday, June 25th, 2022. Please join us. We're also fine if you just want to call it a start along. You don't have to keep stitching it, but we're here to enable you to do what you want. So get your project up, grab it from your whip pile, get your supplies, and let's celebrate summer with some summer stitching. Okay, one more glance through the bucket, and that is all of my kitted up projects. I don't have anything else to show you today. That is everything. It seems like I need to get my needle going so that I can actually get to all of these someday, because I've also just bought some new charts that I'll talk about in my next regular Flosstube update that I also really want to stitch. So yeah, I gotta get going. But anyway, that is my kit parade. I will be back for a regular Flosstube update this weekend, or early next week is probably when I'll be actually posting it. But thank you all so much for watching. I just hit 1,000 subscribers and I could not be more proud, or humbled actually. So have a great week, happy stitching, and I will see you guys in my next regular Flosstube. Bye!